Welcome to Module 1. Let me tell you my story. The day one signature changed everything. I want to start with a question, and I need you to be very honest with yourself when you answer it. How many contracts have you signed in the last 2 years, and how many of them did you actually read before signing? I'm not talking about skimming, reading every clause, understanding every word, knowing exactly what you are agreeing to. If your answer is not many, you are exactly who this masterclass was built for. And you are exactly where I was in 2013. In 2013, I was not a small player. I was on the board of trustees of a company I helped build from ground. That is not a junior position. That is a seat at the highest table. The kind of position where people respect your presence, where your opinion shapes decisions, where your name carries weight. I had influence, I had respect, I had a track record, and none of it, not one, a bit of it, protected me from what happened next. Because influence cannot read a contract for you. Respect cannot negotiate contracts on your behalf. And a track record cannot undo a signature. One day, a document came to my table. And let me tell you, it did not look dangerous. It looked like paperwork. The kind of thing you sign as part of doing business, the kind of thing that crosses your decks and you think, this is fine, I know these people, let me just sign and move on. So that is what I did. I did not read the fine print very well. I did not check the exact clauses. I did not ask what happens to me if things go sideways. I just signed. Months later, things went wrong in the company. And that same document I signed without thinking, it came back. But this time, it did not come back as a paperwork. It came back as a weapon. Hidden inside the terms and conditions in language that looks standard, language that looks harmless, was a single clause that shifted the entire liability of what went wrong directly onto me. That one line cost me millions of naira. It made me bankrupt. It brought threats of jail time. I went from board member to someone who could not sleep at night because of words I had signed my name under without reading them properly. And the worst part of it is not the money. The worst part was knowing it was avoidable. It was completely 100% avoidable. So, what did that season teach me? 3 things I'll never forget. The first thing, a document is never just paperwork. Every document you sign is either a shield protecting you or a weapon pointed at you. There is no in between. The only question is which one it is. And most people do not find out until it is too late. The second thing is your position, your reputation, your relationships with the other person. None of it matters once you have signed. The law does not care that you are friends. The law does not care that you trusted them. The law reads the document, and if the document says you are liable, you are liable. The third thing, and this is the one I want you to carry with you throughout the entire masterclass. The most dangerous clause in any contract is never the obvious one. It is always the one that looks harmless. The small line, the sentence you skim over, that is always where the trap is. That is why I built this masterclass. not to turn you into a lawyer, but to give you the eyes to see what most people miss before you sign, not after. And here is something I want you to understand that goes beyond just my story. In Nigeria, we have a culture of trust-based business. We do deals with people we know. We sign agreements with family members. We shake hands with church members and say, "You go be now," And that is beautiful. That is our culture. I am not asking you to stop trusting people. But what I'm asking is this: trust the person and still read the document. Because if things go wrong, the court will not ask you, how well do you know them? The court will ask, what did the document say? Right now in Nigeria, thousands of entrepreneurs are in legal disputes, and not because someone cheated them from the outside, but because a document they signed gave the other person the legal right to do exactly what they did. That is the real silent killer of business in this country, and that changes today for you. Before we move to module 2, I want you to pause for just a moment. Not to think about the document now, to think about people. Right now, as you are sitting with what I just shared, my story, that one clause, those millions I lost, I want you to ask yourself one question. Who comes to your mind? Because almost everyone who hears that story thinks of someone, a friend who has just signed a new business deal, a sibling who is about to rent their first office apartment, a partner who is negotiating with an investor, a colleague who just accepted a job offer and is about to sign their employment letter without reading it properly. Someone came to your mind. I know they did. I want you to hold that person's face in your mind for a moment. Because here's the truth that took me years to understand. The pain of a bad contract does not arrive when you sign it. It arrives months later, sometimes years later, when you realize what you agreed to. By then, it is too late to undo. The person you just thought of, they may be one signature away from something they cannot undo. You do not have to do anything right now. Just hold on to that thought. We will come back to it. In the next module, we are going to get into the actual document that caused the most damage. I'm going to show you the terms you need to understand, the 9 types of contracts that are most dangerous for Nigerian entrepreneurs, and the hidden clauses that are quietly sitting inside these agreements all over this country right now. And some of what you see in module 2 might shock you, especially if you have already signed some of these documents. But he said knowledge is always better than ignorance, even when it comes late. So let's go there.